Hey divas. Hey divas. Welcome to Pink Table Topics. It's your girl, your good sis, Pink Diva. How are y'all doing? Please let me know if you can hear me. Please put a 1 in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. Happy Tuesday. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Please let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. How y'all doing? Thanks for joining us. Hey, my sis, let's be clear. How are you? Thanks for joining. Hey, Teresa Wright. Hey, my diva. My sis is here. Sis, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Please put a 1 in the chat for me. Okay. Everybody is putting 1s in the chat. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Thank you so much for pulling up to the table. Please make sure you like the video. Please share, drop down and leave a comment. Please hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I drop a new topic. As you know, our mission over here is to create a safe space for women to gather as a community, engage in healthy dialogue regarding real life issues that we as women deal with on a daily basis, and to foster the true meaning of sisterhood. And if you are here, that means you are subscribed and representing the Diva tribe, not just any diva. We are divine, inspiring, valiant, and admirable. Welcome to the table, divas. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. I am not going to keep you long. I know that the presidential debate is coming, so we are not going to keep you long. As you know, we always start off with the motivational quote of the day. So y'all get y'all pens out. Y'all write this one down because this is one that we all should remember. Our motivation quote of the day is stop messing with folks that ain't messing with you. Again, stop messing with folks that ain't messing with you. So let me go around the table and do my divas roll call before we get started. Let me scroll up. My sis, let's be clear, is here. Hey, sis. Teresa Wright is in the house. Hey, sis. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. My sis, Miss Sugar Sweet, is in the house. How are you, sis? Hold on 1 second. My sis says she can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me see if you all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please. Teresa says 1. Okay, everybody can hear me. Okay, let me move the mic a little bit closer. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Let me go back up and say my hellos. Miss Sugar Sweet, hey sis. Thank you so much for joining my sis Chit Chat with QT in the house. That's my mod, y'all. That's my good sis. She is representing for me in the chat. American Band, hey sis. Thank you so much for joining. Af Mac, hey sis. Thank you so much for pulling up to the table. I appreciate you for being here. My good sis Deborah Jackson is in the house. Hey sis. American Born is here. How you doing? Irene, hey sis, thank you so much for joining me. My good sis Deborah Jackson is in the house. Thanks for joining me, sis. I appreciate you. Kimberly Anthony, hey sis, thanks for pulling up to the table. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me see, did I miss anybody? Let me scroll down. Did everybody have a good Tuesday? My good sis, Mama V is here. Hey, sis. Thanks for pulling up to the table. Bridget J. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for pulling up to the table. Hey, sis. Regina B. My good sis. Regina B is in the house. Thank you so much for joining me, sis. I appreciate you for being here. Aunt Debbie is in the house. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Thank you so much for joining. Diania Lily. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for pulling up to the table. Trending is in the house. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for pulling up to the table, sis. I appreciate you for being here. I really appreciate it. I think I covered everybody. Listen, we're not going to be long. I know that I told you all last week that we were going to be talking about sibling rivalry, but considering the temperature in these streets, I had to table that one right quick, right? I also know that again, tonight is the presidential debate, so I won't hold you long. So we are going to get into it. So today we are laying it on the table. And as you saw on the thumbnail said, you call, I answer. Bet. Listen. Whew. So I know I'm not the only one that has been paying attention to these YouTube streets and what's going on in social media or what have you. And I just love how we can watch reality TV or surf social media and run across situations that we can relate to in our personal lives. And, you know, those that's been rocking with Pink Table Topics, you know, that's what we try to do over here. We try to find situations that we can relate to our personal lives. But you know what I'm sick of? I am sick of folks that sit around and drag your name in their drama and then have the audacity to dictate how you should respond. Now, you can't come for me and not expect at some point I'm going to come out swinging, right? I get it. I get when you are a woman of a certain caliber, you're expected to remain cutesy and classy, poised, professional, respectful, and all that good stuff. Like, don't come off your throne to respond to folks. Just let people talk. It don't matter if they're constantly belittling you, calling you out of your name, being disrespectful and gutter. You just sit there and take it because you got a brand to think about. You got businesses. And yeah, I'm going to take it there. In Melody Cherie's case, you on a TV show. So this is to be expected. But it's one thing to review the show and what's going on the show. But when it comes to personal attacks and you being vile and evil and you talking about my mama when she's not even on the show, no, ma'am. What's to be expected is if you come for me, I have every right to strike back because you know what? We can try all day long to remove ourselves from people in spaces where we don't feel valued. We peep game, we shake it off and say, okay, bet. Then remove our energy. We remove those people from our lives. We protect our boundaries and we just love on those who love on us. But guess what? That ain't enough. Apparently, y'all don't like when folks be unbothered and just sitting back minding their own business. So sometimes we got to come off that throne and show folks. Now, I can only turn the other cheek so many times. See, people will just keep poking the bear. And if you keep taking it, they'll keep coming at you. But I was always told you got to teach folks how to treat you. And all it takes is for you to pop out one good time and show folks that you ain't the one. See, I can't stand bullies. I stand against it. I remember being in elementary, middle school age and witnessing kids get bullied and mistreated on the playground for no reason. And it would anger me so bad. I mean, I'm sitting there watching the interactions and the other kid was just minding their business. The bully just kept picking and poking. And one day he hauled off and knocked him out. And you know what happened? The bully went crying victim. I know we've all witnessed that. And that's what I've been witnessing in these social media streets with Mel, Destiny, and all the other clout chasers out there that despise Mel for glowing up. We know Destiny has been on this smear campaign ever since Mel declined her friendship card. And to this day, I don't know about you, but I am yet to understand what in the world did Mel do to Destiny. See, Destiny chose her side. She chose to keep riding with her quote unquote friend, Martell, right? So Mel said, bet. There's absolutely no way you could possibly think that I would still allow you to be in my circle when I know you still kick it with my ex, especially considering the chain of events surrounding the demise of my marriage. Are you kidding me? So when I said sometimes you got to show folks, this is what I'm talking about. Not only Destiny, but other folks that keep popping up with their little subliminal attacks. We see you too. But peep this. What we are witnessing on this show, as well as the things that we see floating around social media regarding Mel and everything she's dealing with, this stuff is real life to a lot of us. I'm talking real life stuff. I know we've all witnessed Mel within the last few weeks popping out with her little red phone, child, and really just checking some folks, right? But the thing is, like most of us, we can only sit quiet for so long. We are human. And sometimes we get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm sick and tired for her. So let me do this. Let's take Love and Marriage Huntsville, the show, the cast members, and all of that away for a minute. Now let's take a look at us and our real lives and the people in it. We all at some point have experienced something similar to how Mel is reacting, right or wrong. Am I the only one? Be it with friends, family members, co-workers, you name it. We have all been in a situation to where folks just keep trying us. You ignore the signs. You overlook the little smirks on their faces when you walk in the room. You act like you don't hear the little negative connotations they say around the table. You get folks running up to you asking if you heard what such and such said about you and all those things, right? So my question is, are we not supposed to get tired? Yes, we're professional, got businesses to run, we God-fearing still, and all the things, right? But in all those things, we are still human. You don't think we have to go home and sit in all of this stuff that we're hearing folks say about us? You don't think we sit and ponder on what in the world did I do to these folks? You don't think we sit and ask ourselves, why do these people hate me so much when all I'm doing is out here surviving? See, folks be on the outside looking in and secretly envious and hating to see you win. They thought what you went through was going to take you out. They thought you was going to lose your mind. They were hoping you was going to hit rock bottom. They want to see you struggling, depressed, strung out, and in a sunken place. They wanted you to need them. They wanted to see you run back to that very thing that broke you down. They wanted you to lose everything because how dare you? Who you think you are? See, folks be out here having an outside view to what you really be dealing with on the inside. See, they witnessed you go through one of the hardest storms of your life, and you got the audacity to still be walking around winning with a smile on your face. But what they didn't see was all the sleepless nights, the thoughts of wanting to throw the towel in and end it all, the mental anguish, the depression and anxiety, the feeling of hopelessness, the times you had to cry out and say, Lord, why me? The countless amount of times that you question yourself and say, Lord, did I make the right decision? Should I have stayed? The fear of the unknown, not knowing what tomorrow holds, the frustration of trying to process it all, the grief behind the loss of everything you worked hard for, and most importantly, the guilt behind your decision to choose you. See, they don't see all of that. They don't see that you're just out here in survival mode because you got some little ones that are depending on you to make ends meet. So by all means necessary, I got to do what I got to do to protect my peace. So if protecting my peace means I got to cut you off, I got to set some clear boundaries. I got to limit my exposure to negativity, and I only focus on cultivating positive relationships. That's what I'm doing. And I don't care who don't like it. So when you see me out here minding my business, staying out of the way and in my own lane, let's say that, leave me alone. But when you send for me, I'm coming. Cause I'm like this. I don't do drama. I don't promote drama. I don't mess with folks. I mind the businesses that pays me. So when you constantly out here bothering me when I ain't doing nothing to you, don't get mad when I strike back. See, folks think because you're passive and you're quiet, they take that as a sign that you are weak and you are a pushover. Then they want to tell you how you should respond. But see, it don't work like that. See, people be forgetting that you could have said a lot a long time ago, but you chose to shut up and move on. Because, see, I'm the type of person that when I'm done with somebody, I'm done. If we were friends at some point, I still live by the girl code. I'm not out here trying to expose the things that I witnessed when we were cool. I don't move like that. I let that go when I let you go. But you don't get to keep calling me and think I'm not going to answer. You know how it be when you finally get the opportunity to just sit in the house and do nothing, having a nice, relaxing day, not trying to be bothered with nobody. You got your little cocktail, getting ready to catch up on some Netflix and chill. Then all of a sudden the phone start ringing. You look at the caller ID to see who it is and notice that it's somebody that you hadn't talked to in a while and you don't really rock with them like that. And then you be like, not today. You just let the phone ring until it go to voicemail because you don't want to be bothered. And you know this person is about mess, right? So you don't answer the phone. And get this, they don't even leave a message. They wait a few minutes and they call right back. So at that point, I'm mad because you see I didn't answer the first couple of times you called me. You didn't leave a message, so of course it wasn't important. And now you calling me again. So guess what? This time I answer. Now keep in mind, I had already set the tone for how I wanted my day to go, right? Because I was minding my business. I had my little drink. I was getting ready for some Netflix and chill. And here you go, just calling me back to back to back. I was minding my business. Didn't feel like talking, which is why I chose to not answer the phone. So then when I answer and I have a certain tone because I'm upset that you interrupted my peace, you got the nerves to be like, what's wrong with you? Did you forget that you called me multiple times trying to disrupt my peace and I didn't answer? I wasn't supposed to feel a certain kind of way about that? That wouldn't bother you? So again, you can't dictate how a person responds to you when you keep calling for them. So when I start responding and exposing, it's a problem. When you could have left me alone and we wouldn't be here. But here we go. See, people be intimidated by your greatness. I had a coworker once that was a nuisance at the job, always in somebody else's business, sowing discord in the department, constantly getting folks called into the office about something she snitched about, clocking folks' time when they return late for lunch and all of that stuff. And one day she tried her luck with me. Wrong road, sis. See, I'm that coworker that go to work and I mind my business. I don't look to make friends at work. I don't mix work with my personal life. Now, don't get me wrong. I have worked with some amazing people and we have had great working relationships, but it stopped at work. But this particular coworker was intimidated by my ability to just come to work and do my job. And if it's not related to the job at hand, I don't share my personal business. I don't get caught up in the corporate politics in the office because I know how they operate. But she was hell-bent on pulling me in on some mess. And you could tell she was looking for mess because all she did was just walk around seeing who was or wasn't in their office and what they were doing. And she would always see me engaging with other coworkers and it bothered her For some reason, they hate to see you interacting with other people. See, sometimes the light in you interrupts the darkness in them and they don't like it. Some people don't even have to have a reason to not like you. They just don't like you because of who you are. And when you are outshining them, they have a problem with that. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just their inability to be able to portray the same traits, right? So one day she went to our director and she basically said, she don't think I'm a team player because I don't talk to her and she don't think I like her. It was no sweat because I was cool with the director. And to me, it was just the fact that at your big age, you run into the office to complain about something that had absolutely nothing to do with my ability to do my job. So, of course, my director pulled me in the office to make me aware of the conversation. But what she didn't know is he was sick of her too. See, you be thinking the people that you constantly running back and forth to, bringing my name into some mess and other people's name into some mess, they just as sick of you as we are. And you think these people be riding for you, and low key, they can't stand you either. And we know the Lord works in mysterious ways, right? And fast forward, for whatever reason, he saw fit to put us in the bathroom at the same time. And I said, thank you, Lord. Because see, I don't do mess. I don't do drama. I'm professional. I'm cutesy. I'm demure. I'm all of those things. But see, what you not going to do is come for me and not expect me to get my lick back. Because you messing with me, I'm coming. She happened to be coming out of the stall. And I happened to be washing my hands. And that chick looked up as if she had saw a ghost. And I cornered that heifer. Excuse me, we're Pink Table Topics, but I'm Pink Diva right now. We landing on the table, right? And I said, don't play with me. Make this your last time pulling my name in some of your mess. I didn't touch her. But that heifer was scared. You hear me? Because it wasn't, I didn't even have to touch her. It was my poise. It was my professionalism. It was my demeanor. But she also saw the look on my face and she knew I meant business. And when I say I had no more issues with her, I had no more issues with her. And I said that to say, sometimes that's what you have to do with folks. You got to let folks know, don't play with me. Stop messing with people when they're not messing with you. We can be minding our business, going on about our day, and somewhere, somebody got your name pulled into some mess and you don't even rock with them like that. So when you coming for people, always remember that every action has a reaction. You can't tell me how to respond to you if you just keep poking and poking and poking and poking. So back to Mel. I love Mel. Mel can do no wrong in my eyes. I don't care what you say. I don't care what she do at this point. I rock with her real big. I support her. I buy her products. So I understand when I see her coming off of her throne and having her moments to where she got to check people. Because sometimes that's what you got to do. If you keep coming for people, of course they're going to strike back at some point. Moral of the story is leave folks alone. Stop coming for people who ain't coming for you. And no, we don't have to explain ourselves. We don't have to keep going back and forth. But you don't get to tell me when I should stop talking about some of the things that I went through, right? That's my decision. It does not mean that I'm unhealed. It does not mean that I'm bitter. It does not mean that I'm any of those things. What that means is that I am human. I get tired too. I can try to ignore you as much as I want to try to ignore you. But sometimes you just never know the type of mood that a person wake up on, right? because life be lifing for a lot of people. Whereas if, I'm my best self, going about my business, minding my business, I may not care that you saying stuff. I may not care that you trying to pick with me. But one day you going to catch me on the wrong day. You going to catch me when I'm just tired. Because a lot of times you don't know that last night I had to fall on my knees because I was going through something that was so detrimental that I really had to pray and cry out to God for, because, I feel like I'm being attacked on every side. See, you don't see that, I know that I have children that are depending on me. So whether I feel like it or not, I got to get up and show up and do what I need to do to make sure this household runs so that my kids don't miss a beat. See, you don't see all of that stuff. You don't get to see the hardships that I'm going through. You don't get to see that, even when I don't feel my best, I got to put on a smiling face and come out here and act like ain't nothing going on. You don't get to see that. So when I come out here, that could possibly be my breaking point. So don't hold it against me when I come out here and I react, because you was bothering me. I was minding my business. I was in my whole lane. Okay? So don't come over here bothering me. If I'm not bothering you, don't bother me. So you don't get to tell people how to react when you come for them. So leave people alone. People going through stuff. Every time you turn around, something is happening. Every single time. You don't never know what a person is going through. September is Suicide Prevention Month. People going through stuff. You don't never know when people are at their lowest, right? You don't ever know. And a person could be one negative comment away from snapping. You just don't ever know. So just make sure when you come for me, expect me to come back. And don't go running and crying victim. Don't go running and saying, well, she shouldn't have said that. You're supposed to hold yourself to a certain standard where you can't be out here talking God 1 minute and then the next minute you on live going off on people. Guess what? God still love me the same. I still love God. I still pray. It's still the same. Don't none of that negate the fact that I still love God, but you're not going to play with me. You're not going to play with me. It's too much going on in this world. People are losing their lives every single day. People are on the verge of giving up, and you just out here picking and picking and picking for no apparent reason. You don't like the fact that people are ignoring you. You don't like when people are quiet. You don't like when people are being unbothered. You want to see people come out. So when I come, don't get mad. Don't get upset and say, oh, I shouldn't have said that. You don't get to tell me that I shouldn't have hit below the belt when you kept pulling me. At this point, it's no holds barred, right? You don't get to tell me that because you didn't like the fact that I was over here not bothering you. I'm not mentioning your name. And seeing here, this is the type of person that I am. When I say I'm done with you, I'm done. I ain't checking for you. I ain't checking for nobody that's checking for you. I'm not asking questions about you. I'm not checking your social media. I'm not watching your lives. I'm not buying your products. I'm not leaving comments under anything for you. I'm not doing anything in regards to you, because if I said I'm done, I'm done. So you can't in one breath say you don't like a person and you're done with a person, but every time you turn around, you talking about a person, you got something negative to say about a person. Either you done or you're not done. And all of this stuff ain't for shits and giggles. It's some real life stuff. And you need to be careful what you say to people. Because I know some people that will have reached out and touched some folks. So you got to be careful and think that it's just a joke because, oh, I'm on social media. Oh, everybody's doing it. Everybody's saying it. But see, you can't play with everybody like that because everybody don't move like that. And you're going to catch a person one day and it ain't going to be what you want. So you have to be careful how you come at people. Be careful how you're constantly antagonizing people that ain't bothering you. You got to be careful. It's a life lesson. I get we see that it's a TV show, it's entertainment, right? It is. But when people ain't bothering you, and when you see people out here minding their own business, leave folks alone. Don't get mad when I start exposing. Because when we got to do like Mel and start pulling out their red phone, and a lot of you know we could have told some stuff a long time ago. But you know what? We were the bigger person. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want to have to stoop that low. But see, I remember a while back, my forever first lady, Michelle Obama, said, when they go low, we go high. That's what Michelle Obama said. But see, I ain't Michelle. When you go low, I'm going below sea level. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And I love hard. Anything that I can do for people, I'll do for people. I love people. I give to people. I help people. I love to see us winning, especially women. I love the togetherness of it. I love the sisterhood. I love all of that. But listen, yes, it's below sea level. Because listen, you be minding and you just don't know. And I know a lot of you can attest to, it takes a lot to bite your tongue sometimes. It takes a lot to hold your peace. You be sitting and listen, and you try to stay away from it. You don't come to social media. You don't look for stuff, but people be sending you stuff. Then you just get to reading stuff, and people saying, hey, sis, they coming for you. They said this, they said that. But you know what? You can only take so much before you got to pop out and just shut people up. Now, all of a sudden, social media is in an uproar. Now, all of a sudden, she shouldn't have said that. Mel shouldn't have said that. But was anybody telling Destiny that she should have shut up? Was anybody telling Wanda that she should have shut up? Anybody else? Was anybody telling them that they should have shut up and that they should keep their mouth off this lady? But then when she come out and saying what she got to say, it's all of a sudden a problem. Why are we so selective in what we want to be right or wrong? Why do we want to be so selective about it's only wrong if it comes from this person and not this person or that person? I mean, help me understand. And still to this day, I have not seen anything that I can say this lady wronged these people in any form or fashion. I am still waiting to see that. I'm still waiting. So if somebody got the answer to that, let me know. Because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when I say I'm tired for Mel, I'm exhausted. I can only imagine how she feels, always constantly hearing her name being pulled and tugged in all of these different scenarios. And she did this, or, she throws the stone and hides her hand. I'm still waiting on the stone. Who did it hit? Could the person that the stone hit please stand up and tell us? I'm still waiting. And nobody can ever give a solid answer. If she did something to you personally, say what she did to you personally. Because how long are we going to keep saying it? How long are we going to continue regurgitating the same stuff? And let's take it back to last week's episode on the show. Let's take it over there. Just hearing Destiny bringing up a situation with coleslaw and saying Mel was teaching her how to respectfully cheat. How many seasons ago has this situation been? We still talking about that. And I brought that up because I'm reading in some comments I think Mel did a live and she was actually going over the timeline of when she actually found out that Martell was still sleeping or messing around with the mistress. And the comments under there were basically saying, why you still talking about that? Lady, let that go. You still strung out over that man. And I'm sitting here like, do we watch the same show? Because to my understanding, she's just responding to a question that came from the episode, and she was explaining the timeline. So she don't get a pass to explain or answer a question that was asked to her. I'm just trying to understand, like help me understand. Like, I do not wish anybody to be in Mel's shoes, because the shoes she's had to wear, just from what we've seen. I'm not even talking about the things that we have witnessed her outside of our TV screens, outside of social media. But I'm talking about the woman that left her marriage, the woman that still has to care for 4 beautiful children, the woman who has had to rebuild herself from ground zero, the woman who has came out and said that, when I first left my marriage, I had to sleep on a mattress, an air mattress, because he wouldn't allow me to get the beds for the kids. Just imagine, and I have 2 kids. I left the marriage. I left with nothing, and it was my choice to walk away with nothing and start all the way over from scratch. So when I say I love Mel, I love her glow up for that reason, because I've been there. I don't know about you, but I've had to walk those shoes. A lot of us have had to walk that same path. And no, we're not trauma bonding, because we're doing good over here. Mel is doing well as well. So it's nothing about trauma bonding. It's just from one lady to the next. I see you, sis, because I've been there. And it's hard. I know it was hard for me with 2. I can only imagine how hard it has been for her and her 4 children when it was just me. And I had a narcissist, but not to the Martell level. So again, that's a whole nother playing field right there. So if anybody can hate somebody so much because you glowed up and you're doing better than what you were going through, and that you came out of a storm. See, I don't know about you, but I know all about storms. I've had my share. I've been through some hard storms in my life. But God, right? I don't know about you. God has brought me out of some storms. I'm talking some storms that have you bent down on your knees, have you second guessing, Lord, should I go back? I'm talking, it was hard. It'll have you second guessing if whether or not you made the right decision. Like, Lord, should I go back? Should I try to make it work? Because it's hard. Not only that, it's hard because I'm having to rebuild. And then, the funny thing about it is, people, for whatever reason, will not allow themselves to show this woman grace when you're dealing with having to leave a marriage, because divorce is like a death. I don't know if any of you have been through a divorce, but divorce is like a death. You grieve a divorce. It's hard, but it's even harder when you have children. When you are coming out of it and you have children and you're starting from ground zero. There's not even a foundation. Your foundation has been broken. It's been destroyed. You got to start from ground zero trying to rebuild that foundation. But you know what? Before you can rebuild that foundation, you got to rebuild you. You have to gather up whatever little strength that you have left to pull you out of that slump, because, it was some days I almost fell into a deep depression. It was days I didn't want to get up out of the bed. It was days that, you have to put this smile on your face because the kids don't really understand what's going on. The kids don't understand. So you can't let the kids see you crying. You can't let the kids see you in this slump. You have to put that face on as if everything is going to be all right, even though on the inside you're not sure if things are going to be all right. You still got to put on that face. You still got to get up every day and show up for these kids, because these kids have to be fed. They still have to get up and go to school. You still have to show up for these kids. And when these kids go to school, I remember I was in such a deep depression. I was a functioning depressant. I don't know if people know that you can be depressed and still be functioning as if everything is okay, but you're really not okay. That's really a thing. That was me. I witnessed it. I went through it. I remember having to get my kids up and get them ready for school. As soon as I got them on the bus, I would break down. I would get right back in the bed, cover my head up with my covers. I would be in the dark. I was depressed. I couldn't see the light at that point. I struggled. It's not easy because, see, people will look at your right now and won't understand what you had to go through to get to where you are now. It's not always peaches and cream. Yes, you may see the glow up now, but I went through some stuff. We had to go through to get to where we were going. Yeah, we can stand up and we can testify about it now, right? We can stand up and we can talk about it now. Sometimes it's still a lot of stuff that a lot of us still have on the inside that if we talk about it, we'll burst out crying because it still hurts. So for you to sit up and try to tell this woman when she should be over something that she's still dealing with, the audacity of you. You don't get to tell me when I should be healed. You don't get to tell me when I should move on. You don't get to tell me that. It's a work in progress. I don't care if it's been 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. We still go through at our own time. Most importantly, what you don't understand is if the person or the people are still antagonizing you, how are you expecting me to heal if I still got to keep revisiting this stuff? How are you expecting me to get over it when you still bothering me? You won't let it go. So how are you expecting me to let it go? Somebody help me with that. You don't get to tell me to move on. You don't get to tell me that I shouldn't respond. Oh, you don't get to tell me to let it go. Because you don't know what I have to deal with behind these four walls. You don't know what I go through at night. You don't know how many times I've had to step inside of my prayer closet and I'm crying. I'm drenched in tears, not knowing because I'm uncertain. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I can't let my kids feel it. I got to act like everything is okay when I'm coming in front of my kids. I can't let the kids feel what mama is going through. See, people don't see that. And you got the audacity to have a problem with me stepping out smiling. I'm winning. I rebuilt from ground zero. Come on now. You mad at that? Help my unbelief, because I'm just stunned at how, especially we as women, how you can sit and try to put down the next woman because she rebuilt something. She started over. And let's not forget, she ain't new to it. She true to it, baby. She been doing this. She's been doing it. But sometimes God allow us to go through things. Because sometimes he's been trying to show us, but we just didn't see it. So for everybody saying, oh, she stayed 5 years and she let him cheat peacefully. No, baby. You got to be smart and you got to be strategic about stuff. You got to know when to move. You got to get things in order. You can't always act hastily. You got to wait some things out. And if that means you got to stay for another 6 months, you got to stay for another 6 months. But that don't mean she wasn't working behind the scene. That didn't mean that she wasn't working, because I can attest to that. Because you best believe when I got ready to leave, I knew I was leaving. And I knew I was leaving with nothing. And I told him, you know what? Since it was my decision to leave, you can keep all the furniture. I'll start over. I had already went and put a whole house full of furniture on layaway. And my last payment was going to be the day that I moved out because I just needed them to keep it in storage at the furniture store. See, we plan strategically. So everything is not always a right now moment. And don't nobody outside of this household get to tell me how I should move and how I should have done it sooner. Or if I stayed that long, I should have stayed. How dare you try to tell me I shouldn't have tried to work my marriage out? How dare you shouldn't you sit and tell me that even though he was coming back and telling me that he had changed, that I shouldn't have given him another chance? This was my husband. It wasn't a boyfriend. It wasn't no sneaky link. This was somebody that I was married to on paper. Sometimes we stay longer because of he coming. Of course, he ain't gonna tell you he was begging and still calling and saying, baby, don't leave. Let's work it out. Let's stay together. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I don't like her. It's all about you. Let's work on our family. See, he's not gonna tell you that he's doing all of that behind the scenes. See, he's not going to tell you that he's behind the scenes secretly still antagonizing you and doing little stuff to try to set up roadblocks for you. Because see, that's how they move when they don't want you to move. So you can catch them up all day long, but how dare you leave? How dare you leave? Because now I'm going to make it hard for you. Because see, y'all blame the lady. Y'all blaming this lady for leaving and saying, well, she knew he cheated for 5 years. But y'all have once said, man, why were you cheating for 5 years? You had a beautiful family. You lost your whole family to that. Why y'all didn't go to him and say, you know, man, you cheating on your wife for 5 years? 5 years, and that was your wife? And you had 4 beautiful children at home? But y'all been out here tearing her up because she decided to stay for however long before she left. Y'all holding her accountable for something that she didn't even ask for. Do you think she woke up one day and say, oh, okay, Martell, go cheat on me? I'll stay 5 years if you cheat, Martell. Do you think this lady actually woke up and just say she gonna just continue to stay? Do you not know how miserable that is to be sleeping with your enemy? Because that's exactly what he was. He was her enemy. Do you know how messed up that is to be sleeping with somebody that you married to, but we supposed to be on the same team, but all along he got a whole different team behind my back and I didn't even know about it? Do you not know how low down that is? And you got the audacity to try to hold her accountable for something that the bum she was married to did? Come on now. That don't make sense. It don't make sense to me. Does that make sense to you? And the saddest part of it all is that it's our sisters that's saying it. It's our sisters that are out here saying, regardless of which way she did it, how long she did it, it's still her fault. That's some sad stuff. That's sad. How can you say you riding for another sister, but you tearing this one down every opportunity that you get? I get you see what you see on social media. You see what you see on this reality show. That's a reality show. Is edited, is produced, is scripted. They have to do all they have to do for a show. But we talking about some real life stuff, right? Because on a TV show, I'm gonna say what the producers tell me to say, right? They gonna edit out, even if I didn't say it, they're gonna edit it out to make it seem like I said it or did it, right? But let's just talk about from just sister to sister, a woman's standpoint. How in the world are you sitting and holding a woman accountable for something that her husband did? She didn't tell Martell to go cheat on her. That was a conscious decision that he made. He made that decision to do that. She didn't say go cheat, go mess up our family and everything that we built. He messed up the legacy. They were doing some kingdom building. You know how it feels to wake up one day to look back and realize that the person that you thought should have been on your team wasn't on your team at all? I have. I was married to somebody that was my enemy. I was literally sleeping with the enemy and I had no idea. But y'all wanted somebody to stay. I'm trying to understand like which way y'all want us to be. Y'all will tell us to, when you get married, you work it out, you're in it for a lifetime, right? Through sickness and health, for good or bad, better or worse. We stay, we work it out. But then in the next breath, you telling me that I should have stayed? I shouldn't have stayed. Now, but I've been taught you stay and work it out by all means necessary, right? We grew up, some of us had grandparents, great grandparents that had a separate family on the other side of town. But my grandmother never knew about it. Never knew about it, right? So they stayed. They stayed. They had some strength that I don't have. But we're in a different era, right? But we were taught also, stay and work it out. A man is just going to be a man. You know what? I'm sick of giving men passes for disrespect. You don't get to just keep disrespecting me, and I got to give you a pass because you are a man. And the sad thing about it is a lot of us women say the same thing. He's a man. A man gonna be a man. I don't expect anything different from him because he's a man, but you was the lady. I don't know about you, but I ain't carrying no baggage from no bum. You can be my husband, my brother. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna call you out. I'm not rocking with you like that. I don't care what the situation is. I'm riding with my sister all day long because I'm a girl's girl. And I'm rocking with my sisters all day long. So we got to get out of the habit of stop trying to victimize the woman for choosing her. So it's basically like you just saying, stay and take it. You think I'm not worth more than that? I'm worth more than that. I can do better even if I got to do it by myself. So stop deflecting. Stop being mad at her because she got out and she worked on herself and she can do it by herself, but you can't. I think that's the problem. You mad because you wouldn't survive. Because if truth be told, if half of the cast members on that show went through what Mel went through, they wouldn't survive. And that's the problem. Look at Destiny. Hint, hint. Come on now. We got to do better. We have to do better just as women. We already have a lot against us just in society, period. But we got to stop beating down each other. We beat down each other so much. How can we expect the man to respect us and to love us and treat us like the queen we are when we can't even do it? Come on now. Where they do that at? We got to do better. And it's sad. And it's because of jealousy and envy. You can call it what you want to call it, but that's what it is. You got people out here that would rather see you struggling and hitting rock bottom than out here winning. And that's sad. Because me, if I see my sister going through something, my immediate instinct is, sis, how can I help? What can I do? What do you need from me? What can I do to lift you up? Y'all know we talked about the village last week. This is what I mean when we talking about the village. It matters the people that you have in your circle. And let me tell you this. You learn quicker who's riding for you or riding with you when you start going through some stuff. You start going through some stuff and see who's going to be there for you. That's when you will learn who was really riding for you and who was just riding with you. Because, see, some people just want to come along for the ride. Some people only riding with you because where you taking them. Hint, hint, destiny. Some people only want to ride because they can benefit from your circle, from your influences, from your network, from your money. See, that's why a lot of people want to stay connected to you. Because you got to ask yourself, Destiny, why you mad? You can't, if Destiny, big mad. But why you mad? See, that's what I'm saying. It's deeper than this TV show, y'all. Some stuff can't be produced and some stuff can't be edited. Because what's in the heart can't be edited, baby. What's on the inside is going to find its way on the outside sooner or later. And it ain't going to lie. It's going to tell you the truth. So why you mad? Why you mad? And the thing about it is, this is just like when you going through a situation with a man, you decide to walk away. You know what? You out here cheating, you running the streets, you doing what you want to do. I'm going to let you have the streets because you for the streets. I'm going to let you have the streets. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to throw my hands up. You can have it. I'm not fighting anymore. But that's when they want to turn around. Now, all of a sudden, they don't want you to let them go. But I let you go. You know, I gave you to the street and you ain't satisfied. That's because you know what? And that can be friends, someone that you're dating, someone that you're married to. You best believe they recognize the greatness in you just as well as you recognize the greatness in you. They know that you are very beneficial. They know that you are a go-getter. They know that people love you. They know that you exude this energy about yourself that people are just naturally attached to. You can draw people just by being you. See, when you being yourself, you don't have to worry about quote unquote friends. You don't have to worry about that. And see, we've talked about that. We got to be careful who we label friends. I've heard that conversation going on a lot around social media, and we have to be careful of who we label friends because everybody ain't a friend. But see, the thing about it is I can walk in any room and feel like I belong. I don't feel like I'm out of place because see, I can look at the next sister and say, sis, you wearing those jeans. Oh my goodness, your hair is beautiful. Oh, I love those shoes you have on. See, I can walk in any room and compliment the next sister. I don't feel no strife. I'm not envious. I don't hate. None of that. But see, when you are intimidated by an individual that possess that type of power, and see, the thing is, women, we need to learn the power we possess because we some powerful beings. A lot of us just use it in the wrong way. And then we get mad when the next sister walks in her power. You got to learn that you possess the power. You are the prize. He ain't the prize. You the prize. Come on now. And then if you're going to do something for somebody, do it out of the kindness of your heart. Because then it'll come back to you tenfold. And see, the thing is, when you do right by people, you ain't got to worry about the stones and the stumbling blocks that other people try to throw at you because God gonna clear the pathway. All you got to do is live right and do right by people because the fruits of your labor will show. So it's not your fault that people get intimidated because of who you are. It's not your fault that, you know, you are intelligent enough to start from rock bottom and start your business back over from scratch and make it even more successful. It's not your fault that you can walk into the room and stand up with the best of them. It's not your fault. But then you fault me. So I say, and I say this all the time, I thank God I don't look like what I've been through. And I know Mel has said that a many nights, because if you have never dealt with anybody that portrays narcissistic traits, consider yourself blessed, because that's a whole different playing field. And I mean every bit of that. If you have not ever dealt with anybody, and I can say that because my brother is one. I've witnessed, my brother is one. He is Martell Holt all over again. And to this day, we're not really on speaking terms because um his girlfriend left him, and I told her to choose her. And for that statement, we don't talk because we were blood. I was supposed to tell her to stay. I was supposed to tell her to come back to him. Nah, bro, I don't move like that. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. And because I'm a woman, I really don't understand why people hate Melody so much. She's a woman that went through something that the majority of us have gone through. And if we're not careful, if you haven't gone through it, you could possibly go through that same thing. So, how dare you try to look down on the next person? So, again, stop coming for folks when they're not coming for you. Now, I said my spiel. Let me go read some comments. I'm going to drop the link in the chat if you want to come up and we can talk. We are an hour in. If you want to come up so we can chat, if you have anything that you would like to share on the topic, please feel free to come up. But I don't know about y'all. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm really sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired for Melody. I've never met this lady a day in my life. And I know how to separate what I see on reality TV from real life because I'm looking at the situation. I'm acting like I don't even know Melody is Melody. I'm looking at the lady. I'm looking at the situation and what she went through. Could you imagine? I mean, put yourself in her place. Could you imagine what this lady had to go through? And not only did she had to go through it, she had to go through it on national TV, right? Her business was laid out for the world to see and to be criticized by other women, still being criticized. Some of the things that I have seen people say about this lady is downright gutter and disrespectful. All because she chose her peace. All because she chose her. And you mad. You mad that I decided to cut ties and I no longer wanted to carry the dead weight of the people that I knew wasn't really rocking with me like that. You mad that I chose to no longer want to befriend you. Because, I mean, how can you evenly play the field if you're friends with the ex that put me through some of the worst times of my life, but I'm still supposed to be trustworthy of you? I'm still supposed to think that you have my best interest at heart? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Come on now. Somebody help me. I mean, I'm just trying to help our sisters. It's about sisterhood. It's about loving on each other. It's about supporting and uplifting each other, inspiring and motivating. I don't know about you, but when I see Mel out here doing what she's doing, I get inspired. I'm motivated. It's encouraging to me to see that. Come on now. It's encouraging. Deborah says, my sister-in-law died from a man like Martell. He shot her 4 times in the head and she was pregnant. So the judge gave him life in jail. I am so sorry to hear that, sis. I have I had a cousin that went through something similar. And that's what I'm saying. You know, we are so quick to want to push women to stay in situations that don't value them. Why do we push people to stay in situations and then when they decide to leave, they get criticized? Do you not know how many women today who are still in a situation dealing with a martell, but they don't have the strength and the courage or the financial stability to actually leave? Can you imagine? Can you imagine people who wish they had the opportunity to leave, start over, and rebuild, but they can't because they depend on that man financially, or he's threatened to harm them, a family member, or even the kids if they attempted to leave? But we mad at Melody Cherie because she decided to walk away. You have to have some sort of evilness in your heart to be that angry at a woman who decided to choose her. It's not making sense to me. I don't get it. We can't be that mad. But you keep poking the bear. She just be smiling, minding her business, taking care of her kids, doing what she do. But y'all mad. Hey sis, welcome to the panel. How you doing? I can't hear you if you're saying something, sis. Are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now. Hey sis.
Hello, hello.
I can hear you. I can hear
Hey,
you.
is it an
I,
echo?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay, okay. I have a delay. I'm okay, but it's a delay on my end. Can you drop me? What is this? I got two things up here. Hold on, sis. How
Okay.
this happen? Okay, let me drop down. I'll come back up.
Okay. Miss Sugar Sweet says, I can't
Oh, what
imagine
is
having
going?
public eye and comments on me, and it's daily. I agree, sis. I couldn't imagine it either. I don't know how she survived it. I barely survived it, going through it privately. So I can only imagine how she had to deal with it and the scrutiny. I couldn't imagine. Hey, LaDawn, welcome to the panel, sis. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good. How are you doing today?
I am truly blessed. I can't complain.
I know that's right.
But my
What do
dog
you?
did look, Pink Diva, my damn dog. I took my dog out in the back and she stepped in the grass and the next thing you know I seen her hopping a bee stung
Oh,
her. Yeah, on the bottom of her foot. I snatched that bee out and stomped on it. I said, "Don't you mess with my baby." So I had
oh,
to wrap her little foot up and but she's walking on it, so she's doing all right. But
yeah.
um, other than
Okay.
that, I am so. I just want to say I'm so glad you started your channel, and I
Thank
am
you,
so
sis.
glad that you're bringing up these topics. Oh God, here we go. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay, sis. Let's see. Let me read some comments, y'all. Jacqueline Harris said, I think they're mad because she didn't fail. I agree. I totally agree, sis. I think they are mad because she didn't fail. Hey, Neva. Welcome to the panel, sis. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you ladies doing this evening?
I am well. How are you? What do you have to say about the topic?
Uh, I have to say that I like my comment just said. I feel like we have been, bred to always be loyal to these men,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and women we always have to be so strong. We can't be weak. We have to, keep it moving and keep them pushing. And I feel like Mel did what she needed to do for her
Mm-hmm.
children and people. And I see in the comments and I see on, YouTube and everything, as a young mother and married as well, it is a lot to just up and leave. You have 4 children. You have homes, you have businesses. It's not easy. And she admitted that she loved her husband. So
Right.
who are any of us to tell her when she should leave her family or break her family up? She can give him as many chances as she wants. But once she's tired, she's tired. Period.
Absolutely. I agree.
So she doesn't have to, for the sake of anyone else or how it may look, she doesn't have to come out and just ruin everything that she worked so hard for just to satisfy someone else. No, she does it. She did it the way she needed to do it in order to survive for her children. That's it.
I agree. I totally
That's
agree.
it. And I just feel like, Destiny was really not her friend. I feel like Destiny saw the type of person she was, but she was Martell's friend. And she also wanted to kill two birds with one stone, stay loyal to Martell, but also use Mel because she is so kind and she was a good friend. But she also wanted to stay loyal to Martell because I'm going to tell you, if we were friends, just because we fallen out, I'm not going to lay your business out in the street.
Exactly.
I mean, I was never your friend if I could do that. So we use that word too loosely. Friend. Everybody is not your friend. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I bet if you really look in your life for real, you only have 2 or 3 friends. You do not have a gang of friends. Period.
I agree.
I just think it's terrible the way that we see a lot of women out here not supporting other women on
Mm.
general, on GP of what the circumstance is. It's always supporting the man. It was so easy to blame Sonny, even though what she did was shady. But it was
Mm.
so easy for the women to blame Sonny and not say a word about Moses.
That's true.
I mean, again, we protecting the man again. Isn't he supposed to be strong for us?
That's true.
He could have stepped up and spoke up on Sonny or spoke up for Destiny. I just don't get it. We have to do better with with one another and for one another.
I agree, sis.
Mhm.
And that's what I have right now.
Well, thank you, sis. Thank you for your commentary. LaDawn, are you back, sis?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You can go
Um,
ahead.
I want to say, Neva, I agree with half of what you said, but the other half, I feel like when it comes to women, like even with the situation with Dusty, I think she was already like that. I think it was in her, and it just took a situation for it to come out. Because, like Mel
Mm.
said, I give people the benefit of the doubt too quick. And then when situations happen and things start going, I start seeing things and I'm like, don't look right. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
that's what the Russian with the friendship that we're friends so quickly just because you work or acquaintance. And I want to say the thing about her picking Monte Hotel, we got to keep remembering just last week Mel said they met at the same time. So it wasn't one before the other. What
Mm.
happened was Dusty is that type of woman, male identified, and all it took was this situation for her to lean more towards the man.
True.
And she's jealous hearted because of her character to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of women, they are inadequate, they feel low about themselves, and they have unhealthy relationships with women because they can't get past the jealousy and
Let me
the
read some
envy
comments, y'all. Jacqueline,
and stuff that they
Neva,
struggle
can you
with.
mute?
And
Can you
it's
mute up
easy for
Neva?
them to pick the wrong side than to pick the side that, you know, she would want to pick if she was in that situation. And it is sad. We do need to be more there for each other, but it goes deeper than just us saying it, because they have individual issues on why they have low self-esteem, on why they have certain issues. When I seen Dusty up there talking, it was pitiful. It was like, girl, all of this in your head is imagined, and you created something out of it. You assumed.
Mm.
You took things, your perception of it was warped, and you really fed that soul with it and believed it, and just went buck wow with a really twisted seed that your own mind planted. That's twisted. That's a little deep. And everything she does is that way. Oh, I did this because I felt like this person was doing this to me. There's some deep stuff going on, and I'm glad we're having this conversation, because
Yes.
hopefully people can look at themselves. Women can look at themselves as individual and say, how am I showing up? What can I fix that makes me feel like I'm resenting this woman that got it going on? That's beautiful. That's
Ooh.
making her moves. What's going on with me that I have to feel like that when she walk in the room? And that's what they need to zone in on and fix, in my opinion.
And I agree with you, Don, but I also think that we also need to be more honest with one another. When we see something, we need to say something. If this is our friend or we calling this our friend, we should be able to say that. We should be able to call that person on it and say,
Yeah.
look, you said, I don't, you're my girl, but I don't agree. I think you went a little bit too far.
Mhm.
And as friends, we should be able to do that without any shade or my friend is mad at me because I told her, no, we should
Mhm.
be able to call one another on it because we
I
want to,
lost
we want to
friends.
rise. We want each other to rise.
Yeah. And sometimes you might lose friends because you're being honest with them, but that's the chance you have to
Mm-hmm.
take. Because
Yep.
I've lost friends from being honest about what I felt and seen, because they involved me in this situation. And when I was too honest, they started like veering away from me, like, because they didn't want to hear the truth. And I let it go. That's on
Mm.
you.
And that's the way it should have been. I mean, because if they weren't willing to change or to take what you said and with love and kindness, then, okay, that really wasn't where it was supposed to be anyway.
I agree. I agree. Aunt Debbie. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Thanks for joining me on the panel. How you doing?
Aunt
All right, you
Debbie.
I'm
hey,
good.
Sister
Hey,
Dot and
Hey.
Neva, how y'all ladies doing?
Hi,
we're
Aunt
good. How are
Debbie.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I really enjoyed what you said. You were speaking the truth. You
Thank
told it
Mm-hmm.
like it is.
Okay now.
Damn.
You, I mean, you really put it out there. But you know what? This come from, I'm gonna say Destiny. She got mother abandonment issues.
Good
So,
point, Aunt Debbie.
she got some issues, and it's still from her mother now, and she got
Mm-hmm.
other issues too. And like I said, a friend. She was never Mel's friend. Mel was a friend to her, but she wasn't a friend to Mel because she don't know how to be a friend. She was looking at Mel as a pocketbook, a sponsor. What can I
Mm.
get out of this? How is this going to benefit or serve me? That's not a friend. That's a
Mm-hmm.
person looking to use or for somebody to sponsor them. And she do this with people that she meet. Moses, Sonny, Mel, Martell when he had some, he ain't got nothing now. So she just a flying monkey. And he using her, but she using him too. So she could stay on the show. Because she think that'll keep her on him. You gotta look at people like that. They're not even no good to them own selves, let alone anybody else. Now, Destiny, I suggest she go see a real psychiatrist, not that whatever that lady that be sitting with her on Mondays. Don't go see her no more. Fire her. I mean, just get rid of her. Leave her
Let her
alone.
go. Let her go, Aunt Debbie.
I mean, get you some real help, you know, because this is too much. It's too much. And Destiny,
Yeah.
you can't make nobody. You know what? She didn't even want Miss Van around her own daughter. Destiny wanted Mel all to herself. You see how she acted when Tiffany come on the scene. Like, you taking up for her. Never. She wasn't doing nothing but being nice to the lady and was saying just give her a fair chance. Destiny wanted to go against that lady and started a rivalry with that lady because Mel met her and they was talking. They were acquaintances, not friends. And even if they were, why are you mad because she talking to that lady and being nice to her and being a friend? It's not going to take nothing away from you. But Destiny saw a different way. Yes, it will. Because she envious. She got a motive for everything she do. People like that don't mean you no good.
You're right.
And you have to see them for what they are and know how to deal accordingly. Because see, when you throw a brick in my house, I'm coming to burn yours down.
I'm coming. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's right.
I would say I don't got no
Debbie, how long are we to? Well, Aunt Debbie, how long are we
no
supposed?
Michelle Obama and me. When we go, they go live, go, I'm taking you to hell.
But ladies, how
I'm
long
not
are we
like that. I'm
supposed?
not there yet. I'm a work in progress.
Me either,
I'm not
Aunt
there
Debbie.
yet.
I said I'm going below sea level.
I tell you, I'm not there yet. You know, I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you I am, cause I never been. You know what Destiny did to Mel? That was some low down crap. And then to sit up and say you can have this lady and the man. Well, I already in my mind and heart, allegedly, I believe you already had him. Now you want her. See, them kind of people are dangerous because they don't have no truth in them. They don't have no morals. They don't care. They only want what they want when they want it, and they don't care how they get it by all means necessary. Demon behavior.
I agree.
So what we do, I feel like I'm just gonna keep Mel lifted.
Yes.
You know,
In prayer.
we have to keep her lifted in prayer, her and her children. And that demon been called out. Then she tried to get on there and play victim. Girl, gone with that mess. I see through you. Now I'm all for being my sister's keeper, but old Dusty Destiny is wrong. There's two left shoes. She wrong, and that's not a sister. And no, I won't have nothing for her because what you do to one, you'll do to me, and I ain't gonna give you the chance.
Yes, ma'am.
I ain't gonna give you the chance. So I don't have nothing for Destiny. I understand you mad. Well, how you gonna be mad? You had said on the interview, you and that man broke up 5 months. What you thought he was gonna wait for you and wasn't gonna date nobody else? When allegedly you were nothing but a booty call, he called you when he felt like it. He don't owe you nothing. That's a single man. I don't care who he married. He don't have to tell you who he married or I went and got married. That was over with. See, that's why I said I don't fool with exes. When you an ex to me, you just like the exit sign out the door. I don't care who you marry or what you do. Don't come to me talking about who I'm with 6 months later. Ain't none of your business. Get your life. Get you some business. And that's what Destiny needs to do. So you running around here after mail and all of this. What are you doing? You're not dealing with your issues. You're not making any legacy for your child. You and everybody's business, but you ain't taking care of none of yours. That's sad. That's a sad thing. Because when this is over, what you going to end up with? Nothing. And that's why I don't have nothing for her. That's all I got to say about Destiny.
Well, thank you for that, Aunt Debbie. You hit the nail right on the head. Destiny definitely have some deep rooted issues, and I agree with you. I think it is mama issues. I really, really do.
Mm.
So thank you for that commentary, sis. What do you have to add to the topic?
Hey, sis. First of all, I want to say I am so very proud of you. What an
Thank
excellent,
you,
excellent
sis.
topic tonight. Excellent discussion. I am loving it. Loving it. I'll speak on a couple things. When it comes to destiny, Aunt Debbie made a great point. I do think that it is mama issues. We know, I think I do, I'll say allege that there was some abandonment there. And I think that with that happening, it caused her to be clingy and needy. And for whatever reason, if she's cut off from people, she resents them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Aunt Debbie mentioned my sister's keeper. Uh uh, and let me just say this: when it comes to friendships, sisterhoods, a lot of us right here on YouTube have built that. Me myself, I've paid for memberships for people, and some of those same people will give you the earth to kiss. Resentment for some reason have no,
Mhm.
will call everybody sis, but me. I'm like, oh child. But anyway, I've never seen anything like what I've witnessed when it comes to
Mhm.
male. It's sad. It is scary. Thank God for a praying mother. Thank God for her mellometers, her support group. Um,
Yes.
because heavy is the head that wear the crown. Somebody in the chat said,
Mhm.
you know, I could imagine how stressed at times she's been and all of that. And I feel the same. It's been constant. You know what I mean? For years. Could you imagine going through one of your toughest battles in life?
Mm.
Like you
Mhm.
said, leaving your husband, somebody that you took those vows with. If she wanted to forgive him, that was her business. We know how men go. We know the begging, the pleading, the I'm going to stop, all of that. We know that that's what she was going through. And if she had faith in his word and believed him, and he in turn gave her his earth to kiss, and she left, how could you see wrong with that? I thank you for pointing out the years. 5 years. If that's not giving somebody a chance, I don't know what is. But we have the Wandas and the Bettys and a lot of other people that blame her. Where they do that at? They're blaming her for freeing herself. It's sick, it's scary. But I think as women, as long as we all continue to rally behind her, and continue to pray. Court case was yesterday. Who knows what's going to come with that? And do the same for each other. I think things will get better in the end. Um, Last point to whomever in the chat that said, as you get older, most times your friendships dwindle. I am
That's
so
true.
grateful
Mhm.
for my friends and my sisters, Pink Diva, Aunt Debbie, LaDon, everybody. Those of us that understand life, those of us that don't set up resentments, those of us that know that none of us are perfect and we keep showing up for each other. So, sis, I want to say to you, thank you for showing up for me before I even moved. Okay. The conversations and me sharing a lot of things that I haven't shared. Thank you. It's what's needed. And we are a sister's keeper.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Amen.
I
I agree.
agree.
I
And that's
agree.
what it's all about. It's about just having that circle that you can, and it doesn't matter. And I just put in the chat, this day and age is quantity, is
Yes,
quality
ma'am.
over quantity.
Yes,
It does not
ma'am.
matter if it's just you and one other person.
exactly.
The quality of the sister
Mm,
circle
mm.
matters. It's about the caliber of people that you have in your circle and the people you have in your life. And you need some people who can get some prayers through for you. It's not about us just showing up and showing out at these parties and the clubs and being out at the social events. It's some people who really riding for you when you're going through some of your hardest
Yes,
times,
ma'am.
because
Yes.
that's when you need to pull the strength from those people. And if you ain't never around and available when I'm going through stuff, if I'm the only one that's always available to you, then it's a
Mm, mm.
one-sided friendship.
Hmm.
Nothing can work when it's one-sided. That's a marriage, that's a
That's right.
relationship, that's a situationship, a sister circle, or whatever it is. It has to be all of us equally pulling together for the same cause. And I'm the type of person that if you riding for me, I'm riding for you, like in a real friend.
Mhm,
And the thing is, you got to know how to be a friend in order to draw friends. You got to know
Hmm.
how to be a good friend to have good friends. So if you
Hmm.
find yourself constantly always with bad people around you, that means you don't
mhm.
know how to be a good friend.
Gotta look at you.
Hmm. Gotta look at you.
You got to take a look at the common denominator, and that's you. But when you are a
Mm,
good
mm.
person, when you know you don't do anything wrong to people and all you do is try to help, of course you're going to have people hating. You're going to have people disliking you because of how other people like you. And that's not your
Mm,
fight. That's not your
mm,
battle.
mm.
That's some stuff that they got to look deep down inside for themselves. And you got to
That
evaluate what's going on with you. Because if you mad at me because of how my light is shining, that's a
hmm.
personal problem.
Say it.
Now I
Yes,
may
it is.
step off my throne to check you a couple times, but I'm
Ooh,
not going to step down off my throne because you feel intimidated about the light that I possess, because
mm,
you could possess it too if you was a good person. See, we
yes.
can be sisters, but it just depends on which way you going. Are you
Say
going right
it.
or left?
Say
And we
it.
can be put on the same path and still decide to go different directions. So you got to know who you are at the end of the day. You can't ride my coattail because where
Mm,
I'm going, you can't go. You can
mm.
only go so far because people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yeah.
And when that season is over, no matter how hard you try to keep pulling them up, God ain't going to allow it to happen. When the time is up, the time is up. And you can't be mad at me for not being able to pull you when I'm going to the next level, or vice versa. I can't go everywhere you going because it's not my destiny. It's not a part of my purpose. So if you mad, stay mad.
Ooh,
But the
child.
moral of the story is stop effing with people when they
Ooh,
ain't effing with you.
ooh, child.
Period.
And that's it. That's all.
That's it.
Baby.
That's all.
Baby.
That's
Ooh,
it. And that's
child.
all.
Ooh,
Stop sending
child.
for people when they ain't messing with you. Leave people alone and let them mind their business. You mind your business.
Mhm.
Do what you do, and I'll do what I'm doing over here. And the
That's right.
world would be a better place if we could do that. But love on each other, love the people around you, be real with who you are. But most importantly, don't ever feel bad about deciding to choose you. It don't matter what the situation may look like in your right now, the latter will be greater.
Mm,
We all go
mm.
through stuff. Some things are worse than others, but we all go through stuff. We all have moments.
That's right.
But if you faint not, if you stand the trial, it'll be greater on the other side. And
Hmm.
I'm saying it because I'm just saying it. I'm saying it because I've been through it. And I know if I can do it, you can do it too. We're witnessing Mel do it. And we know if we saw her do it, we can do it too. See, this is what we're supposed to pull from each other. We're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
able to pull strength from each other. I'm supposed to be able to look at my sister and say, I know she went through some hard stuff. I don't see how she did it, but she did. And for that, I'm rocking with her.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with her because of her strength. Those are the type of people I want to be connected to. See, you can't always be the smartest person in the room.
Say
You should
it.
always want to be connected to people who are smarter than you because
Right.
you can learn from each other.
Right.
Help pull me up where you trying to go. I'm trying to get in those kind of rooms. It's time out for playing small. So don't you dare allow anybody to belittle you. You know how hard you work to get to where you at. You know what you have going on, but just know your power. Learn your power and understand the power that you possess because we some of the baddest people are on this earth. Women.
Mm,
If
fact.
only you could recognize the power that you possess. Straighten up that crown and walk in these rooms like you belong in these rooms. I don't care who's sitting in there.
That's
Walk in
right.
the room like you belong in the room. Don't get caught up in the pettiness. Don't get caught up in the mess. Know who you are and who you are. Because it's not anybody that have anything that I want. I don't want nothing the next person want. I want what God has for me. And I know if I put in the work, I can have that. So I'm not jealous and envious of the other person. Kudos to you. I can stand up and clap for my sister
Mm-hmm.
because I would want you to do the same thing for me. It's about sisterhood. It's about unity. It's about supporting each other. It's about rocking with each other. It's about just loving on each other. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us.
Say it,
Don't you
sis.
sit around and let folks stress you out.
Exactly.
Stress unalives. Don't let people stress you out. F them. For real. Do you,
Mm,
be you, and don't care what the next person say. But if you got to step down and check somebody, you get a pass. You get a pass. It's okay. We human. We human. It's okay.
mm.
So we had to lay it on the table tonight, y'all. We had to talk about
Mm-hmm.
stop effing with people when they ain't effing with you.
Ooh, child.
And stop being a disservice to ourselves and others, not being honest with one another.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
being a dishonor. That's doing ourselves as a dishonor, um, and also the people that we're around. Be
Exactly.
honest. Just be honest, and if learn
Yes.
how to hold them and learn how to fold them, and be okay with it.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, Neva? Also be forgiving. You know what I mean? As sis said, and I'm sorry, guys, I'll open
That's
the
okay.
door to let the dogs out. But as sis said, you never know what people are going through. You know what I
Right.
mean? And be forgiving. It's a crazy, crazy world out here. And I think that I know when it comes to me, when it comes to starting this channel, when it comes to the membership, I've always had great intentions for all, and you lose some at the wayside. It is what it is. But in the end is love. You know what I'm saying? Life is too hard to be carrying around any animosity, burdens, resentment, all of the
Mhm.
above. And I just love all of you ladies and what we are doing here because it's really unheard of on YouTube. You know what I mean? A support group in a sense. So it's beautiful. And I want to say to Regina B, no, ma'am. No, I wasn't talking about a comment or something that you put in the chat. And I see you said, look at your other comment. No, I asked. It's a valid question because my comment related to that. My bad. No problem. No problem. But yes, I'm sorry. I just want to say that let's continue to support each other and amazing, amazing life, sis. Love every minute of it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So
Mhm.
we're gonna go around and get some last comments, last thoughts, and we're gonna end this live because the presidential debate is starting. LaDawn, do you have any final comments, sis?
No, I just, I'm glad we had the conversation. I agree with a lot of stuff, and we just got to keep the conversation going
Thank you,
Mhm.
and
sis. I
keep our
appreciate
eyes
it.
and ears open up in these YouTube streets, cause we might have to rent some vans and dress in all black.
Wow.
I know
Like the
that.
omen.
Busy.
Dressing all
I
black
love
like the
y'all.
omen. Love you, LaJuan.
Love you, sis. It's like we got to ride out.
Baby, it's
Neva,
cookie
do you
money
have any
time.
final
I just
thoughts?
wanted I just wanted to thank God for, giving me the opportunity to meet you ladies.
Yes.
And I am so pleased and so blessed to have like-minded people, with me. I'm not the type that have a lot of people around because I just don't think that everybody is for you, and I just think it's amazing what God does for you. We have not even met, but I feel so close to you ladies.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I just thank God for it. And I thank God for the sisterhood. And I hear you all and see you all on other panels, and you are the same as you are here and on Chit Chat's channel and in other people's channel that I hear. And I'm in the bushes. That's what I like. That's what I like to see. That's real.
Mhm.
And I just
Mhm.
like to thank God. And I just love you ladies so much.
Mhm.
Thank you. We love you back. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Love you, Neva.
Yes. That's what it's all about, sisterhood. Aunt Debbie, do you have any final thoughts?
Yes, I do. Stop
Uh-oh.
being envious and coveting what other people have. Now,
Mm.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, child.
what God gave male, he gave to male. It wasn't for Destiny. Destiny should be talking to God and doing the right thing so she could get her blessings.
I agree.
Don't covet and worry about other folks' blessings. Go out and get your blessing. Do the right thing, right will follow you. God will bless you. But he don't bless no mess.
He don't bless no mess.
That's all I got to say on that. I thank God for life because I'm going through something and
Mhm.
I'm really going through it.
Hmm. And we are praying for you, Aunt Debbie.
Absolutely.
And, and I appreciate it. But with all my last breath, I'm going to be with my sisters,
Yes. Yes, on
standing
that.
for what's right.
And we're
And
gonna be right here with you.
Destiny need to change her ways. She really do before it's too late. And that's all I got to say to her. And thank
But
you for
thank you.
having me, Pink Diva. Thank God
Anytime.
for you.
Thank God for you. You know you are
Yes.
welcome anytime. These YouTube streets wouldn't be YouTube streets without Aunt Debbie. Come on now.
Facts. Facts.
Any final thoughts, sis?
Well, my final thoughts were going to be to Aunt Debbie. I wanted to ask Aunt Debbie, how are you feeling? Are you feeling well? Everything going okay? You just touched on a little bit, but I did want to ask you that since you're here on the panel. You're good, good? You need me to call you?
I'm good. You know I'm having surgery, which is an open heart surgery now
Mm-hmm.
because they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't go the other route. So
Mm-hmm.
with them saying with my heart, they may have to put a pacemaker, they may have to do this and close off some valves. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just grateful for today. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm just gonna stay prayed up. Hopefully
Mm-hmm.
my sisters will pray for me. And I'm
Absolutely.
just gonna go with
Absolutely.
God. And
Absolutely.
the recovery time is gonna be longer, they say.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is, you know. Like I said, I'm just praying to God.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the answer, Aunt Debbie. And we are praying for you. You take all the time you need, extra time if need be. We want you 100%. God got you. You are amazing. You are amazing. So we will definitely keep you in our prayers, and we'll do a little something special when it comes to the cutie crew within the next week or so for you. But don't worry about a thing. You, and I mean this. I will get on a plane and come to Chicago. If you need me, reach out to me morning, noon, night, it don't matter. We love you, sis. I want to say to you, Debbie got me emotional. I want to say to you, I love you. I
I
just
love
love
you
you.
back.
Thank you again just for being you. Thank you for this powerful, powerful topic, discussion, message. You were preaching tonight. So I just want to say I love you. Love you all.
Thank you, sis. I love you back. Everybody on the panel, in the chat, I love you all. I love you for rocking with me. I love to those of you that's been over here with me since the very first time. Y'all know I'm still getting acclimated to this YouTube thing, but I love me some y'all for rocking with me.
Love
I
you too, sis.
appreciate you all. I appreciate you all for believing in me and being a part of the sisterhood, because that's what it's all about. And Debbie, you know we
Mhm.
love us some you, and you know I believe that God has everything in control. I know that there's nothing that God can't do. I
That's
know that
right.
if God can do anything, he can do everything, and that there is nothing
Right.
too hard for him. So we are praying for you. We are believing that God is going to do everything that he said he was going to do. We are sending prayers up for you, whatever it is that you need. You know, we are here. We are here for you, and we love you. To
Love
And I
you.
Ladon
love
and
y'all too.
Neva, all of you all, thank you so much for joining me on the panel. I appreciate you all for joining. We're going to get off of here so we can catch the presidential debate, so we can see what the orange man got to say, child.
Ooh, child.
But I just appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I enjoyed this topic. I enjoyed having you all here. Please make sure you hit the like button if you didn't do so. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500. I have a really, really nice gift I'm going to give away when I get to 500. But share the
Oh,
video with
yeah.
your family, your friends, your sisterhoods, because you know we're trying to reach a multitude of women. You know, we like the mess too, but we really, really, really want to hone in and try to pull sisters together. And that's what Pink Table
Mhm.
Topics is about. It's about pulling the sisterhood and reaching a multitude of women. So however we can do that, when it's topics like this, we can talk about it, because it's real life stuff. It's really real life stuff.
Mhm.
And like sis said, you know, people are leaving this world every day, and we don't know the minute nor the hour that God is
Mhm.
going to call us home. So, you know, every interaction is a blessing. So make sure you are treating people right, doing right by people. And just like Auntie Tab say, you go have a good day. But if you're not having a good day, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's.
Ooh,
I know
child.
that's right. I know that's right.
I
Amen.
know that's
Amen
right.
again.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a
See
good
you
night,
guys
ladies.
Good night, you
tomorrow.
all.
I
Bye
love
Good
Have a
bye.
good
night.
y'all.
night.
Love
Love
y'all.
you, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you all. Have a good
Oh,
night.
sis dropped me. I don't know how to get down. I'm so used to, oh, I
Okay. Have a good night, ladies. Regina B. Sis, thanks for joining. Thanks for pulling up to Pink Table Topics. Irene Bay, thanks, sis, for joining. It's Tay T. I really enjoy having you, sis. Miss Sugar Sweet, thank you for joining. Indigo Girl, thanks for joining and pulling up to the table. My good sis, Teresa Wright, thank you so much, sis. Thanks for rocking with me. You know, I appreciate me some you. Cookie for the showers in the house. Thank you, sis, for pulling up. I really appreciate you. Brenda, thank you so much for pulling up to Pink Table Topics. I appreciate you. Lady Virgo, thank you so much for stopping by. I really enjoy having you here, my good sis, my mod. Chit chat with QT. Thanks so much, sis, for being here and modding for me. You know I love and appreciate me some you. Apple Peach, thank you, sis, for joining. I appreciate you. CDW, thank you so much for joining. Margaret Misher, good night, sis. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You all go and take a look at the presidential debate. Let's see what's going on over there. D. Herford, thank you, sis, for joining. I appreciate you for pulling up to the table. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good night, ladies. I love you, and I'll see you back here next week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night.